Hello and welcome to my voice chat live stream and podcast on different various destinations. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We have wanted to connect with everybody out there and tell them about some new things happening with regards to the show and the brand and everything. And that being said, we're going to talk about some human rights issues. I'd like for you to comment any human rights violations or issues that you've seen recently that you think we could talk about. If you don't like the content, we can always talk about something else. Just I wanted to thank you for being here, and we'll get right into it. Gonna drop some links if you guys want to follow on some other destinations. I'm trying to build the new following over there. Please share the links. We're on Kick. We're on Rumble. We're live on X right now. We're live on Facebook. And this will be going on the Spotify podcast. So we're super excited about all the news. And like to get into the show. I was hearing recently about this war, as I'm following closely, in Iran. And they lost, supposedly there's a story that they lost a colonel who was a second pilot or pilot's weapons officer in a F-15 or something like that. I'm not familiar with all the specific details exactly, but I wanted to talk about one of the things that I thought could be a really potentially used for human rights violations, very scary way. And the story, if you're watching on TikTok right now and you would like to see some of the information I'm presenting, we're live on YouTube, on Voices of the Silence, Cop Watch Chronicle. We're live on State of Accountability on YouTube, Cop Watch Chronicle on Twitter, X. We got the Rumble, Cop Watch Chronicle, and the Cop Watch Chronicle on Kick. If you guys want to see any of the information, otherwise, just leave a comment and a heart, like the stream. We do have some goals. If you want to help us meet the goal, I really appreciate that. First thing we're going to talk about is Ghost Murmur. The United States military and government claims that they used a new technology with like vacuumed diamonds that have some kind of mineral or crystal inside of them, and they can detect a heartbeat anywhere, the sound of a heartbeat, the sound of it and the rhythm of it amongst all the other sound in the world from a long distance, from over the horizon, they said. And I was terrified. They get this colonel, they honed in on his heartbeat, they say, and I'm just thinking to myself, imagine if it was you, right? Like a citizen or whatever, somebody in the government or somebody that's a whistleblower, and there's nowhere you could go. They will find your specific rhythm and heartbeat and then hone in on that. Out of all the noise in the world, there's nowhere you can go. They wouldn't know about it from over the horizon. Isn't that scary, guys? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about that, or how incredible is that even? Do you believe? I've learned to not trust anything the United States says. So do you guys even believe this story? Or is there a chance that it's fabricated? Maybe. I wonder. Let's see what they say here on the Ghost Murmur is a highly classified experimental CIA technology allegedly developed by Lockheed Martin Skunk Works. Now, haven't these groups and haven't all these things named, haven't they been caught in lies in the past? I'm just wondering, what if they're just covering for some other thing that they didn't want to disclose. Maybe they messed up a mission or something and some boys got downed, and the whole recovery thing might have just been a cover story. And maybe they made that up for like to cover for an insider, a snitch inside the Iranian government or high in the military or something, a traitor. Maybe in the IRGC who relayed the whereabouts. Maybe he's the one that told us where the colonel was. You see what I mean? And they would want to cover for that sort of, I don't know. That's just a thought. Tell me what you think in the comments. Is that wacky or woo-woo or what? But all I know is the United States has been lying about every dang thing. It don't seem like you could trust them. And I'm just wondering if maybe we got help from an insider, and that's how we got and found our guy. And to cover up for that whole situation, to keep their snitch from getting caught, they made up Ghost Murmur. Ghost Murmur purportedly uses long-range quantum magnetometry and AI to isolate your electronic signature from environmental noise. Isn't that amazing? How could this possibly be used wrong, I wonder? What do we have over here on the post? Oh, goodness. They want me to subscribe. No, thank you. The secret never before used CIA tool that helped. Another ad. Okay. Wrong site. Going back here. Anyways, tell me what you guys think about that in the comments. Hey, TikTok, thanks for being here. I'm looking. Let's read the chats for a second. Thank you guys for being here. If you're from Iran or whatever, let us know. I was also thinking on the same note, just conspiratorially minded, I guess. The United States, they can't be trusted. I don't know who else we can trust. So is there any chance, or how close are we to like a scenario where 1984, they could just tell you baloney and then get you to believe it, and it's not even happening? What are the chances that this whole Strait of Hormuz, Iran thing is just a plot and a ploy made up by a government that's they lie? What's that called when you lie all the time? Tell me in the chat, guys. We're 5 by 5, right? Just want to make sure. Everybody can hear me? Great. Anyways, you know, the whole thing could just be made up. How would anybody even know it's over in another part, all the way on the other side of the world, basically? You know, everything with AI these days and psyops. It's amazing how I heard that on a mainstream news broadcast the other day. Or was it C-SPAN or something like that? Anyways, in other news, I've got this guy right here. This man was killed. Detective Randy Hopper was killed serving a warrant. And there was something that the sheriff said about this at the end of the news article. And I just wanted to go over it for a second, because they ran this guy over with the Bearcat. Have you guys heard about that? Tell me in the chat. Are we 5 by 5? Put a 1 if we're good on the audio and everything. So the police run this man over with the Bearcat. Okay, I could put the link in the chat. Anyways, and at the end, the sheriff is like, the man got what he deserved. And I'm just like, what do you guys think about that? Because to me, it sounds like that the police they're serving the justice out, and they think that they could serve it on the street before. If you shoot at a cop, essentially, they're saying that they could take out justice on you in the street. What do you guys think about that sort of government and policing? You support that? Now, I've been all over the United States and I've filmed police officers, and there's been tyrants. And I've found that the civilians in the area are usually worse than the police. And that's my experience. If the police are really tyrannical and you protest that, there will be members of the public that come up and try to assault you, get in your face. They'll be way more out of line than the police are. But what do you think? Does that scare you guys? It was in where was this at? "59-year-old David Morales opened fire, leading to a massive police response. Sheriff Mike Bordeaux stated he got what he deserved after officers intentionally ran him over with a Bearcat armored vehicle." So mind you, this guy might have had a gun or whatever, and he was shooting at police, but the people that killed him with that Bearcat, he couldn't hurt them. They're in an armored vehicle. So small weapons fire like this, small arms fire is small arms fire couldn't hurt the driver or the inhabitants of that vehicle. So to me, that's murder, flat out. And for the police to rob this person of his due process, that I thought was a violation. That was something I wanted to talk about here today with you guys. What do you guys think? Do you miss Detective Hopper here? I'm sorry for what happened. I'm never going to celebrate a human life being taken ever again. I see the air in that way. But that being said, I don't think the person they ran over could have been mentally ill. He'll never get a chance to figure out justice for this person and what real justice would have looked like. Or do you guys believe in this kind of justice? Just wanted to know, because that would make me scared to think that, maybe they're just wanting to do this now. Maybe they get a taste for it and they're just making up reasons to use that Bearcat like it's a video game or something, like it's Grand Theft Auto, and just run people down. I mean, come on. Is that right? Tell me what you think in the comments. I think I need to change the status over here on Facebook real quick. Hold on. Let's see if I can watch it on Facebook. Nope, it won't let me go there right now. Anyways, if you're watching on Facebook and you can't share the link, go over to YouTube, Voices of the Silence, or Amazing Audits on Facebook, and you can find the stream and share it with your friends. Thank you, guys. Leave a comment below. And we have another story that I thought was also terrifying, but for another reason. Here's this story where, let's see if I can shrink the screen here. Florida State University gunman is seen in a newly released video. And I guess they're accusing him of having used AI to help plan the attack. So they're trying to censor AI or something. Let's see, share the screen real quick. Pop. Get it up there. Skip ad. Look at this, though. I wanted y'all to see this because this is terrifying to me. Watch how this guy's running around. He's got the handgun, and he is on a book, dude. He's out to get a sucker, man. I'm telling you, it's terrifying. Here it is. If you're watching on TikTok, just search up the new video. Harrowing video of FSU gunman spree. But yeah, let's watch that again. Look at him. He runs up to the door. He runs out. He's shooting at people right in their backs, man. He comes into the cafeteria or whatever, where you buy your food. Student union or whatever. He's in there. Everybody's got their laptops open. It's terrifying. He ran across the lobby, it looked like, in 4 seconds. I mean, he's got a gun completely out. Look at this guy's face. Can you all see this? Gotta double check. Let's see if I can loop this video. Look at this guy. Pulled it right out of his pocket. Wanted to see if we could look at his face again. Where is he? I think he looks not too good in the head, actually. Both of his eyes look like they got a bit of a lazy lid to them. There he is. Look at his face. I mean, if not that this eye over here is even just lower than the other eye. I can't tell if it's a tilt of the head, but yeah, he does look like he's leaning that way a little. But yeah, man, the guy doesn't look too well. And it doesn't surprise me just seeing his face. I hate to say that and judge him like that, but they took this guy down. So here he's shooting students at the student union, and he survived. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? If you haven't done so already, would you please go over and subscribe to the Spotify? The Kick is new. The Rumble is new. Go subscribe over on X. We're live over there right now under Cop Watch Chronicle. And give everything a subscribe. We're trying to get our first 100 followers. Hello, Desert Goat. Thank you for being here. I sure appreciate that interaction. It sure helps. And let's see. I don't know what else to say, man. A cop is just like, you don't shoot at cops. Basically, we'll run you over with the Bearcat, you know? And I think that's a very low threshold for like torturously running somebody over with an armored vehicle, a person who's fleeing, mind you. They were breaking down his house with this Bearcat. And so this is my understanding. If I'm wrong, please let me know. We're always willing to print a retraction or whatever. But the dude jumps out the window to try to escape what is essentially a house getting demolished around him. And yeah, there's nothing his gun could have done to anyone inside that armored vehicle. Sounds like he was trying to surrender to me. Why else would he come out of the house to where the cops are out there waiting to shoot him? I'm guessing. I can't think of any scenario where this would actually be okay. Not in any circumstances, in my opinion. What do you guys say? Like maybe if he was a zombie and it was like not a human life or like a life of any kind. I wouldn't do this shit to a coyote, man. This is wrong. Yeah, I've traveled all over, and when I found departments that were excessively violent or tyrannical, the people in that area are usually worse. What county was this? What city was this, guys? Do you know where? California deputy. Let's play it again. Serves an eviction notice and gets killed, man. Porterville. There we go. Porterville. Found it. So if you live in Porterville, I would sure like to hear from you. And yeah. And if you don't, I would sure like to hear from you. Would you like to live? Would you like the sheriff in your area and your city to come in and run folks over and like deny them their due process of law? Because I'll tell you what my real concern is the mentally ill, right? Sure, this guy shot at cops, but what if he's in a mental crisis? Like that's unconstitutional. There are protections for this situation. And the people that wrote the Constitution, they didn't believe that this person should be killed or incarcerated. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Tell me what you guys think, please. Like, this is worse than a robot killing someone, too. This is just like sadistic. Somebody was probably in there like, yeah, run his ass over, man. Get him. You know what I mean? And low key still streaming like it's 2024. Crazy. Been running this. Now, some of you are going to instantly get this. I'm telling you. What? Oh, what's he saying? Not sure what this dude's saying. Ownkick.com. Cool, though. Thanks for being here. If you guys want to stream and you got ideas you want everybody to hear, just follow this referral link in the comments, and then you can get set up with StreamYard. And yeah, that'll get you all hooked up too, so you can use your phone to let everybody hear what you have to think. What I wanted, though, is to connect with you guys. I was just sitting here and I was like, man, I need to talk to everybody. I just need to share the news about the podcast, about the Spotify, about the state of accountability. That's going to be my, that's a big project I'm working on. Next big thing I do will be fleshing that all the way out. Let's see, what's this one? This. Oh, I'm gonna have to use the other computer. That's right, I'm broadcasting over here. Give me a sec. Gotta pull up my show notes here. United Nations Human Rights Office of the High Commissioner. Let's check this out. I haven't looked at this story yet, so I'm watching it with you guys first. Okay. Iranian civilians caught between ongoing armed hostilities and repression that has reached unprecedented levels, which may amount to crimes against humanity. UN fact-finding mission says. So this came out March 11th this year. Want to get a summary. Who's heard about this one anyways? The independent fact-finding mission on the Islamic Republic of Iran warned today that the country's deepening human rights crisis, characterized by institutionalized repression on an unprecedented scale, included violations that may amount to crimes against humanity. It's likely to worsen in the wake of the U.S.-Israeli attacks on Iran and the retaliatory strikes across the region. Anyways, this report is asking that they immediately strictly adhere to international humanitarian law, all parties involved, including adhering to the principles of distinction, proportionality, and precaution. Horrible human rights violations, accusations, anyways. That was a story by the UN. Moving on, what happened at the protest in Iran? I'm not sure that I'm not saying I support these stories. These are just what I'm finding right now, guys. If you'd like to talk about something else, I would too. Let's put the link and we'll cut to the chase. But what happened at the protest in Iran? Protests erupted in Iran on December 28th, 2025, and people across the country had protests. Iranian authorities responded with an unprecedentedly violent and deadly crackdown. They have cut all internet access to conceal their crimes. Yeah, I don't think that's what that's about. Probably just for security purposes. Anyways, this article on amnesty.org, who I'm usually a fan of for their covering of human rights and torture. What do you guys think? Were they murdering the protesters in the streets in Iran? Were they? Is anything we hear on our news true at all? Well, okay. Well, I'll check your name out later, Own Kick. Um, we didn't want this to be a super long stream, anyways, guys. I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you for being here. Please interact with the stream. I'm gonna go back and check some chats real quick. If I didn't catch you, we'll make sure we catch you. Here's the links to the show if you want to highlight that on your copy and paste it or something. We love it when you interact with the chat topic, but please don't dehumanize when you come over. Other than that, we're pretty open-minded. Please follow and share the Rumble. We're trying to get to our first 100 followers. There's the link. We also have the Spotify. That's brand new. We've got a total of, I think, a gajillion watches over there already. So we'd like to get a gajillion more. Thank you for following the links, leaving a insightful and thoughtful chat. And we'll catch you guys. Make sure you have the bell rung so we catch you on the next upload. Go over to TikTok, find the Amazing Audits channel over there. Thank you guys. If you're watching on TikTok or Facebook, make sure you go over to YouTube, look for Cop Watch Chronicle or Voices of the Silenced or State of Accountability, and you'll see the live stream over there right now. Also, we're trying to build that X platform for Cop Watch Chronicle, where we're going to share the testimonials of police interactions. That's very important. Let's share that because lots of people have had their voice taken away by interacting with the police. It's like they silence you and you don't get to even have your say when you get on the stand in court. So, yeah, what you can do is you could tell your story on Cop Watch Chronicle. It's a worldwide newsletter where people, a community like you that have had interactions with police, share their stories. And you can share yours on the newsletter today by emailing copwatchchronicle@gmail.com. That would be wonderful to see your interactions with police over there. And if you have any audio or evidence, we will look into it. Leave the police officers' names and badge numbers, date of the incident. I can request all the information and we can look into it investigatively. And otherwise, yeah, this is a great way for you to have a voice. Send us an email, copwatchchronicle@gmail.com. And if you've had a lovely police interaction and you wanted to share that, we'll make sure that goes to the top of the newsletter. We'll get it out in the very next run. All right. For now, you can scan the little QR code on the screen over here on YouTube or X, Rumble, wherever you're watching from, and you could find the link for that right there. All right. I hope to see you over on Spotify. We're going to upload this there in 5 minutes. I love you all. I don't see any new chats. And that's all I wanted to say. Have a good one, y'all. Peace in the Middle East.